Right then, everybody, let's get going, shall we? Welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to PGS Esports Realistic for Season 7. Ladies and gentlemen, my Wolfie subscribes with Tier 1. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll add on to that in a moment. But let's get the intro done, shall we, everybody? PGS Esports Realistic is here. We are back. It is Season 7. And 15 rounds ahead of us. Starting off with the famous Albert Park circuit this afternoon. What a track it is. 5.2 kilometers long. 29 laps of racing that we've got coming up just after this short qualifying. And a total of 153 kilometers race distance, ladies and gentlemen, for this evening's race. I've got started a little bit later, but I am sure to give you some good analysis and commentary on this evening. I've got a lot of notes written up for tonight's race. Quite prepared in that sense, but unfortunately I wasn't prepared for the logging into the PGS Twitch. So we are live on the Jack Crossley comms tonight, but from next week it will be the PGS Esports Realistic. Anyways, here in Australia then, everybody, it is Season 7 coming right off the back of a Dave the Scrub World Championship, who has retired from qualifying today at the moment. But I thought, just to start with, I thought I'd go for a few teams to really kickstart this evening. So the Season 6 Constructors table, everybody, which of course was last season, consisted of Lightning F1, Zero F1, Need for Speed, Wet Flannel Racing, Global F1 Team, DeLeon F1, Walrus F1 Racing, NF Racing, Turkey F1 Team, and Apex Partners. That was Season 7. Season 6, sorry. We're here for Season 7, and we have a hell of a lot of new teams on the grid. The only team to continue on to this season is Lightning F1, of course, headed by Dave and Shaggy. I've got to admit, a very highly decorated team, and the only returning team this season. Both of the drivers are World Championship holders, I believe. Definitely Dave the Scrub. That man has won a few, so that team is highly decorated and one that is set to be chased down in these coming races. But I thought I'd go through the new teams for you, everybody. Shall we quickly have a look? So, only returning team is Lightning F1, of course, Dave and Shaggy. This season, we have the new teams of Audi Sports with Mbulk and Papa Rim, Crashgate 2.0 with Wolfie and the Judge. We've got Jevy and Bailey Performance, of course, with Jevy and Luke Bailey. Lionheart Racing with Mason and White Blockade. Pyramids F1 team with Initiate. Racing Mooses with Pinto and Sub-Zero, and then we've got Sneaky Flavor with Flavor and Sneaky. So we've got a very nice season ahead of us, everybody. Some brand new teams on the grid, only 8 at the moment, but still, it's going to be absolutely brilliant here in Australia. So let's get into it. 11 minutes on the clock, 11 drivers joining us today, but only 10 in qualifying at the moment, with Papa Rim putting on the fastest lap of this evening. For Audi Sports, the 1 minute 17.6, not bad at all for him. Is in the chat. I'll go back to it. Wolfie subscribed at Tier 1. They've been subscribed for 5 months on a 5-month streak. Wolfie is returning. It's good to see you, mate. It's been a while. I really, really appreciate you being back. And, of course, Dave returning in the chat as well, because he of course, is part of PGS Esports, but it's good to see you guys, and I appreciate you joining us here today. As the Judge then, I'm not sure if he's been here before, but definitely new for this season. It's 1 minute 17.4, 2 tenths quicker than Papa Rim at this moment in time. The Judge, of course, his new team is Crashgate 2.0. He's teamed up with Wolfie Plays, who is currently down in P9. Not a time set for him at the moment, but we'll see what he's able to do this evening with 10 minutes to go of qualifying. It's going to be exciting. The grid is looking quite tight already, with of course P3 and P4 being only a few thousandths of a second between each other. That's Flavor and Arctic Ryan. But for me, the most exciting thing is, with 15 rounds ahead of us, 14 after this one, who is going to be crowned the world champion? Odds are Lightning F1, Dave the Scrub, but we'll see. Things can change, and it very well may happen this season. We just don't know. But anyway, 10 minutes to go. The judge on provisional pole so far in qualifying, everybody. Paparim second place. White Blockade in third. Then we've got Flavor lining up in 4 at the moment provisionally. 5 is Arctic Ryan. Then we've got Roven Racing, who I haven't seen before. In 6, Embook 7, Sub-Zero 8, Wolfie plays 9, and Jay Pinto in 10. Dave the Scrubby is 11, but that man has retired from qualifying. So who can we go on board with? Let's have a quick look. Embook is out there on an outlap. I think somebody's just crossed the line possibly. Wolfie plays, yes, into P6 in qualifying. So not bad start from him. Oh, you crashed out. Unfortunate. It's not a good start to the season, is it? But it is what it is. 14 rounds ahead of us, like I said, and you've still got the Grand Prix as well. You know, very good luck to you. How many championships is it you've won? Because I've tried to go through, but not all of the photos are on the Discord. But I thought it was 2 to 3. But 2, I thought so, yeah. Correct, not a good start. Last the first challenge accepted. That's what we want to see, absolutely. It would be nice to see that here today. But anyway, as we hope that that could be a possibility, we now look for a team that we can watch on a flying lap. Sub-Zero for race over the line for his first time of this evening. It's going to be P8, 1 minute 18.9 in qualifying this evening. Not bad at all at the Albert Park circuit, but could be better for Sub-Zero for racing moves, but we'll see what he can do in due course. Still a little while as Wolfie plays, enters the pit lane with 8 minutes to go of qualifying. You love to see it. Dave subscribing with Prime. 3 month streak. I appreciate that, mate. It really does mean a lot. Thank you, guys. Oh, it's great. It's absolutely brilliant. Thank you. It means a hell of a lot. Crash Out clip is in league chat if you want to watch it. I will go ahead and watch that. I'm probably going to watch it in the break so I can focus on the driving. But yes, I'll watch that in the break. Oh, Roven Racing going very wide. Through the final corner, then into turn 14. We head up towards the line. This track only with 14 corners. There's not a hell of a lot here, to be fair. It's a relatively short track. It's not too long indeed. As Wolfie's in the chat, I'm currently racing with a shoulder injury. Hopefully it doesn't play too much of a disadvantage then. I've got to say though, it's so good to be back in PGS, and of course the original people joining us back again in the chat. It's been a good while. I've got one favour to ask. If anyone isn't driving at the minute, could somebody post the link of the stream into the Discord, please? Because I can't really do it at the minute. But if someone could do that for me, that would be absolutely incredible. White Blockade in the Williams then, everybody. What can he do? I think he might be I think he's possibly a reserve driver because I haven't... Oh, never mind. It's Lionheart Racing. I've got him wrote down on here in P3 and in the Williams car this evening. But he's 200ths of a second up then in the first sector, everybody. White Blockade doing decently well at the moment with a bit of ERS battery being used all the way down. And we'll see what he can do into the end of the second sector. Turn 9 and then turn 10. They flow beautifully into each other. It's a 10th and a half up in the middle sector. White Blockade is finding time in qualifying. 6 minutes to go. He's already P3. Not got too much more to improve on to be on that top spot as he hits the 90 degree. And White Blockade doing very well so far. It's looking strong. Found a few tenths of a second so far on his lap, but can he keep the form into the final sector? He has got, I think he's got the fuel mode on at the moment, but he's going to persevere to the line. The DRS will be activated. Long run up and towards the line now. What can White Blockade do for Lionheart Racing? It is provisional pole, 1 minute 17.2, and he puts it above the rest in qualifying in Austria. That is lovely in Australia. That is absolutely lovely stuff with a 1 minute 17.227. 2 tenths faster than the previous provisional pole, and he gets ahead. Oh, thanks to both Dave and Wolfie for both of you posting the Twitch link. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm very thankful to you both as well for the It really, really does. But here for PGS with 5 minutes to go and a 15-round season. Of course, starting at 8 PM, we're going to run it back. We're going to run it back. And White Blockade on his in-lap. There's Roving Racing going to come into the pit lane as well. Sub-Zero is going to be starting a lap now as he rounds off turn 14 and flies down the straight to conquer the 14 corners here in Australia. What can he do? Into turn 1. It's looking strong at the moment. He keeps it on the track, at least within the white lines. That's what we want to see. The DRS flap gets wide open. And fun fact for you, 4 DRS zones here in Australia, everybody. And it's actually one of the most ever in Formula 1 on the calendar. So Australia quite high up there with the DRS zones. 4 is astounding. It's absolutely massive. And Sub-Zero at the minute making use of them with the 10th up in the first sector now, heading down to all the way down to the end of the second sector. Second sector he goes. Will it be any improvement for Sub-Zero? It is nearly 3 tenths up. This is looking nice for Sub-Zero for race. Will he find enough time to get into 7th position? There is a big gap between him and 7th, which is Wolfie Plays. But has Sub-Zero conquered the track enough to find the time? We'll just have to see. Racing for Racing Mooses this season in the brand new team as he rounds off the final corners, turns 13 and then into 14 up towards the line. It's a very, very long run up towards the line here in Australia, but what can he do with the DRS activated? It's going to be P8 with a half a second improvement, but it isn't enough for a position gain in qualifying. But yeah, this is a complete rebrand. We're doing this all again for the Jack Crossley Comms channel. And if you have any suggestions for the stream, I've not got the face cam on at the minute because it's been a rough day, but I will get it on at some point in the future. But yes, if anyone's got any suggestions about what I have done tonight, let me know, and I can try and improve for you. But the judge in second place, will he find any time on this lap? We haven't even seen him through the first sector yet, but it's looking decent from what I've seen so far. Quite tight and neat. You've got the ERS open then all the way up towards the end of the first sector. Will this man find any time? It is 700th of a second down, unfortunately, in sector 1. He's got a lot of time to find if he wants to take provisional pole. He's in second position with 2 minutes before the end of this qualifying session. Then the 50% Grand Prix, which comes up after that. 29 laps of racing they've got to endure, and the judge at the moment isn't finding time. He's falling short of the bar to be on pole position for the first round of PGS Season 7, sorry, I keep saying Season 8. And at the minute, he is not able to find that time. Artie Ryan, sorry, the other Ferrari, goes a bit slower through the final sector. I think he may be getting ready now. Yes, on his outlap for this push lap with 1 minute and 40 left. On the inside there is the judge leaving room. Is Arctic Ryan now is the man to push up towards turn 1 here in Australia. What has he got in store for us into turn 1? He cuts the corner a little bit there and goes a little bit deep, to be fair, but not a bad set of corners. We've got the 4 DRS zones coming up, so he's got a lot of time to be gained if he really needs it. He's in P4 at the moment, the 1 minute 17.7, a 10th to P3, another 2 to P2, then another 2 to P1. He's got to find a few more tenths if he wants to rise up the order, and at the moment he's found 2, and it's a fastest first sector for Arctic Ryan. He's really pushing this car to the limits. He's doing brilliantly at this moment in time, but can it be the qualifying lap that he wants, ladies and gentlemen? We will see as he flies down Lakeside Drive, and it's nearly a 10th up in the middle sector with the DRS activated up towards the final few corners here in Australia. What has this man got in store for us? It's looking very strong. It was purple sector 1. You can't get better than that. And today, the final sector, he needs to get it right for a good qualifying lap. He won't really have time to go again with not much battery left after this lap. The car will be drained. The softs will be absolutely done for. And here he comes then, flying towards the line on his last chance to get a good lap this qualifying session. He does move up the position to P3 with a 10th improvement, and it isn't too bad at all. He does find time, and that is what we like to see for Arctic Ryan, who is on the second row of the grid at this moment in time. Qualifying complete then, as the judge finishes in second place or lower. White Blockade at the moment is on a flying lap, heading round towards the line for his final lap of this evening, and it needs to be a good one if he wants pole position. He's got 2 tenths to the guy behind. Here at the minute he's going to get it, and he gets it by even more. 2 tenths of a second improvement. White Blockade here today is on pole position as we know it at this moment in time for Lionheart Racing. He's doing well indeed at the minute, but is anybody able to stop him in his tracks? Papa Rim there was 2 tenths up, but his back end slid out just a little bit. Is that going to compromise his lap as he heads into the final few corners? Papa Rim, can he do well for Audi as he heads all the way round towards the line with the DRS activated? Will he be able to find any more time? Papa Rim for Audi for the first time this season. He finds a position into 3rd place. That isn't so bad at all as Arctic Ryan finishes in P4. He won't find any time today. Flavor is up by 3 tenths of a second. This man might be able to find a bit of time to spoil somebody's day as he heads into turns 13 and then round into 14, which heads up towards the line. The DRS flat will get wide open. The McLaren is flying towards the line here in qualifying for the final time today, and it's P5 for him. Flavor up 1 position. Jay Pinto disqualified from the session, and that is it for qualifying. White Blockade here today is on pole position, ladies and gentlemen, for Lionheart Racing. Here's finish results then, everybody. White Blockade on pole position by nearly 4 tenths of a second for the first round of PGS Esports Realistic. Judge takes second place and lines up on the front row of the grid with him. Then it's Papa Rim and Arctic Ryan in 3 and 4. Flavor in 5. Roven Racing 6. Wolfie Plays lines up in 7. Then it's M-Bulk in 8. Sub-Zero for race 9. And Dave the Scrub rounds off the top 10. Then it is Jay Pinto after his disqualification at the very back of the grid for the Grand Prix, which is going to be starting very soon, everybody. Next up is the race, and I'll see you very soon. Right, let's get back into it, everybody. Sorry to cut the music off so abruptly. But we are back, and for anyone that's just joining us, it is the PGS Esports Realistic, the first round of Season 7, coming straight off the back of a brilliant season from Lightning F1 and Dave the Scrub, obviously being the world champion off the back of that one. But here we go for the formation lap, the first one of this season, with White Blockade being on pole position, ladies and gentlemen. And in the chat, Wolfie says that he's hoping for a podium in this very season. Hopefully, he's able to go and get that. Even today, could be today. You never know. Got to be hopeful. You got to be hopeful, and it could be possible. Streamboy in the chat. I've not seen you for a while, mate. It's good to see you. But for anyone that's just joining us, like Streamboy, you've missed an absolutely sensational qualifying for the first round of this season. It has been incredible. We loved it. White Blockade took pole position for Lionheart Racing, which we love to see. The judge takes second place for Crashgate 2.0, and maybe we've got some new winners on the block. We'll just have to see. Dave the Scrub, unfortunately, crashed out in the early stages of qualifying, so he's going to be starting from the back of the grid. It's going to be P10, very nearly at the back of the grid. It's going to be a last to first challenge for him, so we'll see what he's capable of today. Of course, the world champion from last season, he's won the championship twice in PGS, and he's here this season to do it all again. He wants to run it back, and he... maybe could very well do so. He's been very dominant. He's been the dominant force of PGS for a while. But with some of the new kids on the block, is that going to change? Coming into this Australian Grand Prix, length of 5.2 kilometres, everybody. 29 laps that we're going to have after this formation lap. With total race distance, 153 kilometres that we are going to do here today, this evening. So... this is it. We're going to head up towards the line. Some of the drivers are already on the grid because of disqualification, unfortunately. But this is it. 14 corners, 15 rounds of this season, everybody, in Season 7 for the PGS Realistic tier. And the 11 drivers that are here today line up on the grid, with White Blockade being the man to lead them away for Lionheart Racing. And he looks ready, waiting, just waiting on the medium compound tyres, as we kickstart this whole new season off from the front of the grid at the Albert Park circuit this afternoon, everybody, for the first round of Season 7. White Blockade to get us going. The 5 lights ahead of the drivers, and it's lights out, and away we go down into turn 1. White Blockade with an incredible start here in the race so far. The judge with a bit of an iffy one now, because Arctic Ryan up the inside line already making a move into second place. He takes second place off of the judge. He drops down a position. Flavor holds 4 very well. Roven Racing is in between the 2 McLarens here today at the moment. M-Bulk in 7, then trying to dip it down the inside of Wolfie Plays. Has been able to get through. Oh, he goes into the inside of him. Wolfie Plays hits the barrier on the first lap of this Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. M-Bulk gets the worst end of that as well, and they both are down in 10 and 11 for the start of this Grand Prix, unfortunately. M-Bulk down in 10. Wolfie drops down to the back of the grid with a heavy wing damage as he hits the wall once again there. Unfortunately, it isn't looking like a podium that he was wishing for is going to come true today. With the 28 other laps ahead of us, he's completely ruined that front wing. It is non-existent as we go back to the front of the grid. White Blockade is currently doing a sensational job up at the front. Arctic Ryan in second place, then it's the judge in third, Flavor in 4 with Roven Racing 5, but White Blockade is holding this incredibly well from his pole position earlier on. Here comes Dave the Scrub then, who is currently on the last of first challenge after crashing out in qualifying. He started P10, already up 3 positions from where he started. He is making those moves. Jay Pinto is currently behind. White Blockade now picks up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, as we head all the way down into turn 1. And Dave dropping back a little bit from Sub-Zero, but the question is, with the many laps ahead of us, is he able to catch up and make that move past him? We will see. We will see. what a good start, everybody, to this brand new season. Possible race strategy on your screen. One stop and the two stop. Lap 13 to 14 for the hards on the one stop. So let's expect that, shall we? Here we go. The judge heading round to try and make a move on Arctic Ryan. At the moment, not working for him yet. I think Wolfie has been in the pit lane. Yes, brand new wing. And around here, you lose, give or take, 23 seconds when you make a pit stop. So Wolfie is going to be... he's not going to be doing too great at the minute. Of course, having to make a pit stop to get that new wing on, he's going to lose a lot of time. Mbulk and Wolfie Plays have both lost a lot of time as they both entered the pit lane. You can see they're a long while out now. Two stop is lap 10 to 18 to the hards, and then I didn't catch the one, but obviously the medium after that. But Arctic Ryan with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at the moment. If you're in the chat and enjoying, let me know. It's been very fun to start with Australia. All the way through the second sector then. White Blockade leads the Grand Prix at this moment in time. Arctic Ryan is gaining. He's got 0.6 of a second behind. There's 4 DRS zones at this track. He's got the DRS wide open at the moment, so that is going to be helping him gain just a little bit then through turns 9 and 10. Oh, let's move down the order. What's happening here? Jay Pinto and Dave the Scrub seem to be swapping positions here. Dave has been overtaken by Jay Pinto, which we wasn't expecting to happen. At the moment, he's down to 9th position, 1 place closer to where he started. What is going on for Dave the Scrub? The last to first isn't working out for him at this moment in time, is it? As we head through the final 2 corners into turn 14 with the bulk of the drivers and up towards the main straight at the Albert Park circuit this afternoon. And it's a very strong start from Lionheart Racing, with White Blockade being the race leader. Mbulk with a 3-second time penalty picks up the first penalty of this evening. Dave the Scrub then into the pit lane. He gets a brand new wing, and he gets the new medium compound tyres on for this race. So that is possibly looking like a 2-stop strategy for Dave the Scrub today, as he puts on the medium compound of tyres exiting the pit lane on lap 4 of 29. I'm very glad to be back, though. I'm not going to lie. I am very, very glad to be back for PGS. It's been a very long while that we've been out. We're finally back with 14 more rounds ahead of us, and side by side, look at this, the judge and Flavor. The judge just about gets ahead into 3rd place. Flavor has to stick behind at the moment, and that battle has to wait for another lap as the judge of Crashgate 2.0 holds them off at this moment in time, which is very good for him at the moment. He's got a very good defensive strategy here in Australia at the moment. Hopefully he can hold that. If he can't, Flavor is going to come steaming through because he's looking very racy on the backside with half a second between them on lap 4 of 29, which is going to turn into lap 5 now of this race, which is going very fast indeed already. Arctic Ryan now. Let's go back to the front. Let's see. We're going to get a move between these guys. They're just teasing us with it. They're getting very much closer as White Blockade then loses his rears. This is the moment we're going to get the new race leader, Arctic Ryan, who's going to look for the move on White Blockade. Can't get through this time around on lap 5, but he's ever closer to the car of White Blockade at the moment. And this is incredible, isn't it? They're getting very much closer now, and hopefully once we hit the DRS zone, we might just get another overtake, which we're going to stay on board with now. Keep our eyes on it, because DRS gets activated in a moment. It'll be 3, 2, 1. DRS activated now. We're going to head down the straight for Arctic Ryan and White Blockade. Will Ryan be able to make that move just yet? No, he still stays behind into the chicane. He's still a little bit, literally just minuscule seconds behind. It's 0.2 of a second now as he now gains down in towards the 90-degree turn, and still can't do anything about it. Nearly contact there, but it isn't looking like we're going to get much moves at this moment in time, both on the mediums. Speaking of tyres on your screen, Papa Rim and Mbulk, the only 2 drivers on the hards. The rest of the drivers starting on the medium compound tyres here in Australia as we head all the way around to the main straight. As in the chat, we've got Snowy joining us. It's good to see you, mate. We're getting a nice little view in tonight. There's quite a few people in here. I appreciate you all. Remember, next week, the main bulk of it is going to be on the PGS Twitch as Papa Rim up the inside line. Now switching back as who is that? It's going to be Roven Racing trying to go around the outside line. He gets through. Here comes Jay Pinto now on a battle with Roven, with Papa Rim. Sorry, he gets through to 7, and down Papa Rim goes to 8. In this race. What a lovely battle that was, everybody. But yes, back to what I was saying. We will still be live on here next week, but if you could, please go over to the PGS Esports Realistic Twitch, as that's where we will be next week. So that'll be very fun indeed. Arctic Ryan with a 3-second time penalty. Just adding to the tally, unfortunately. Roven Racing with A3 as well. As during the chat, you on after... Yeah, I saw you a message earlier. I'll answer you back in a minute. Yeah, I should be on later on. If it's not too late anyway, but I should be. It's lap 6 of 29, everybody. So it's not a bad race so far. Wolfie retires from the session. I don't know what that was. He hits the barrier. It's his wheel completely off of that McLaren here today. And in his first race back, Wolfie Plays retires from the session. I'm sure we'll see him popping in the chat in a moment. But unfortunately, he is out. Wolfie Plays gone from Crashgate 2.0 as he hits the barrier on lap 6 of 29. It's looking like a virtual safety car. As here he is in the chat. That's a shame, mate. It really is. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling? Well, I mean, I think that comment perfectly sums it up, actually, doesn't it? So I don't know why I asked that, but here we go. Look at this. Arctic Ryan clearly got the jump on White Blockade, doesn't he? Here we go. All the way up then. Down Lakeside Drive. This is going to be a very interesting one indeed, as White Blockade losing heavy time to Arctic Ryan with the DRS now. He's getting ever closer round the outside line. Will he be able to make the move though? On the outside into the chicane. It's brave. It is very brave. It's wheel banging, but Arctic Ryan takes the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. He gets through to the lead of the race. White Blockade now settles for second, and for the first time in 7 laps, the race leader gets changed, with Arctic Ryan now being that man up at the top, ladies and gentlemen. Love to see it. Send your message on Discord if you can check possibly after the race. Of course I will. I will do my best to. But yes, everybody, if you are enjoying the content at the moment, make sure you go ahead and follow the Jack Crossley Comms channel. As Jay Pinto around the outside of Roven Racing as he gets into the lead there of that little battle. And just stringing him along. Will Roven Racing be able to get through? That is a possibility. We've got 4 DRS zones. It's definitely a possibility. So we will see about that. But yes, make sure you go follow the Jack Crossley Comms channel, of course, and make sure you go ahead, more importantly, go follow the PGS Esports Realistic Twitch, which I will link in the chat later. But Ryan at the moment with not so much of a clear lead. There's half a second between him and Blockade, who is gaining with the DRS, but into the chicane won't be close enough to make that move. It just shows things like the virtual safety car, where you get that opportunity to really catch somebody out, can absolutely switch up the Grand Prix. And that is what's happened here with 1 and 2. Arctic Ryan, if it wasn't for that virtual safety car, I'm not so sure if he would have been able to get through. But you know, things like that happen, and I think Blockade now has got to hope for something to happen too, unless he's got the pace. Because Ryan making a big mistake there in the final 2 corners. Jay Pinto with a 3-second penalty, adding to that tally even further. As here comes Blockade into turn 1. I might have to take back everything I've just said, because he might be able to get past on his own. He's very close now. 1 out of the 4 DRS zones has been completed. 3 more to go. White Blockade now is going to get the second dose of DRS. Can't make the move this time around either, so that's 2 out of 4 completed, where he can't make that overtake with 20 laps to go here in Australia. We've got some beautiful racing going on at the moment for the first round of 15 races we've got, which is very, very good to have as we head all the way down once again. White blockade on Arctic Ryan into the chicane. He loses rears. He very nearly goes around. That was incredibly close for White blockade, who nearly found the barriers, but now on the redemption around the outside line, he goes for the lead and he takes the lead back for the Australian Grand Prix in round 1. Arctic Ryan left straggling behind in the dust. Blockade into the race lead. Oh, blockade into the pit lane and a bit of maybe a bit of damage there. He hit the barrier a little bit as he's in the pit lane. And if you didn't hear what I said earlier on, if you wasn't joining us then, it's roughly about 23 seconds lost when making a pit stop here. That's what White blockade is going to have to battle with once he exits. Now he's going to be heavily behind Arctic Ryan. He exits just behind Sub-Zero. Just behind him. That is not what he's going to be wanting to do, but you know, probably one of the worst stories that we've got here today is Dave the Scrub, who looks like he's struggling, to be fair. He does, down in P9. Maybe this just isn't his season. You know, the first round isn't going incredibly well. Qualifying wasn't good, but like I mentioned to him in the chat, we've still got 14 rounds after this one. If it doesn't go his way, it is not the end of the world. As we go back to the front, the Judge in the lead now. What is going on here? Didn't even see him coming. The Judge into the Grand Prix lead. Arctic Ryan now has to hold second place with 19 laps to go. Who was expecting this? The Judge finds the race lead for Crashgate 2.0. His teammate Wolfie Plays retired earlier on. And now they effectively sandwich the grid. There's Ryan in the pit lane, and now is going to pit for the hard compound tyres. It should be. Yes, the hard he's going to get on. Wolfie says Ferrari went slow into turn 5 and it messed up my line. Blockade now gaining on Sub-Zero, the man that came out ahead of him during the pit stop that he made. And I'm sure that would have annoyed him just a little bit. He's going to try now and make the overtake into the second DRS zone. Couldn't make it work at the moment and has to stay behind at the minute. But he does carry on with a very close gap, and he's getting beautiful exits out of these corners, trying to make the move up the inside line here. There's not a lot of space coming into turn 6 and 7, but he still does stay behind as he gets a 3-second penalty, but he heads all the way down then through 7 and 8, and now he's going to go around the inside line of White blockade of Sub-Zero, and he makes that move up to P4. Bearing in mind they still haven't, oh no, Sub-Zero, sorry, has made a pit stop. Whereas White blockade has as well, and he's made a position up, so that is one position actually fully gained for him now. Jay Pinto through past Ryan, who is coming out just on the brand new hards. Jay Pinto on the 3-lap older hard compound tyres, with Embuck now picking up another penalty. Pit lane for the Judge, who was leading the race, now in the pits. Flavor still on tyres that haven't been changed on the mediums. He's going round. It should be this next lap or the one after. You know, when he pits, it should be. Anyway, that's according to the strategy that the game has told us. Papa Rim in second position. He's following closely behind as well. He needs to make a pit stop too. So both of these drivers up at the front need to make a pit stop. White blockade is in the net lead at the minute. Here he goes then. Papa Rim on Flavor. They both need to pit, but he does get through, and that's still going to benefit him very much. So as they head into the pit lane in a few moments' time, as he will be the driver ahead, he'll get out of the pit lane ahead, and he'll get more chances to stay ahead. That is crucial for the drivers here in Australia. With the 14 corners they've got to manoeuvre, we've done 12 laps of these of this track at the moment. With the Judge just getting past Arctic Ryan. Love to see it. Will he try and fight back then? Here he goes in P6. He won't want to settle for that. He's in 6th at the moment. The Judge on the newer tyres to Ryan. He flies through to 5. Ryan, oh, very deep there. He's seeming to be struggling just a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. it doesn't look like he's performing the way he was earlier on. Maybe the hards just aren't his tyre. Mediums could be a lot better for him. As the Mercedes now dips the car onto the grass. That was a mistake for him. Dave with a penalty. Here comes Ryan now to try and dish up a move on Judge, who tries to defend. Goes to the inside, then the outside line. Arctic Ryan goes to the inside. He commits to it, and he gets through for a brief moment into 5. Does he keep it? Yes, he does. Through turns 1 and 2. And he is ahead into 5th position, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan finds the move again. But let me know if you're enjoying so far, everybody. If you're in the chat, show your face, let us know. It would be nice to see you. I appreciate everyone here. On lap 13 of 29, keeping on with the racing. The Judge then up the inside line. Look at that. Beautifully executed with the DRS. And he flies through to 5th with the fastest middle sector on those hard compound tyres. Here comes Ryan then trying to counteract up the inside line with a switchback of dreams. But couldn't do so at the moment. I was enjoying it until turn 5, says Wolfie. Flavor now in the pit lane. He's going to be losing roughly 23 seconds then as he exits. Now he'll be a little bit behind compared to the others. And will he get ahead? Will he get ahead of Roving Racing? Look at this then. Yes, he will. Just about. Oh, we wasn't expecting this. I think they've just changed positions. Roving into 7. Past Flavor. Look at that. Finding positions. But we now watch Ryan on Judge, where we think we might get a move again here in Australia. We've seen it before, we're probably going to see it again with the DRS, which will be activated now. And he heads all the way down the straights. It isn't looking like he's going to catch at all. Look at this, 6 tenths per second gap, very further behind compared to usual, with Judge flying into the distance at the moment. Right then, we're about half race distance at the minute, about halfway in of this Grand Prix, and it's been very good so far, it really has. Flavor is ahead of Roving Racing again as he finds his footing. Maybe his hards are just warming into it just a little bit now. They are cold, very cold, when he exits the pit lane. But with a 3-second penalty as well, everybody, in this race at the moment. On lap 15 of 29, Papa Rim is your race leader. 6 adverts. Oh my god. That's a lot. I will I'll look into turning it down, mate. I didn't realise there was that many. But I wouldn't worry, because from next week I will be on the PGS Esports Realistic Twitch anyway, so it should be okay. But I am very sorry about that. All the way up the straight then, everybody. Papa Rim leads on the 15-lap-old hards, who still hasn't pitted, by the way, in this race. He's still going with them and pushing them. Very, very good indeed. He really is. And to be fair, they're holding up. They really are. He's got 3.1 seconds to White Blockade, who is in the net lead at the moment, because Papa Rim will have to pit. He's still got the 1 mandatory pit stop to fulfill. So White Blockade at the minute on the 6-lap-old mediums is in the net lead, but of course not there just yet. But for anyone that's just joining us in the chat, we've had a very nice qualifying and an even better Grand Prix at this moment in time. Qualifying was wrapped up by a White Blockade who took pole position, ladies and gentlemen, for Lionheart Racing. He did very well indeed, actually. And a flip story, actually, for today. Dave the Scrub, the man that is the reigning world champion at the moment, crashed out in qualifying and hasn't been able to improve from P9. At this moment in time, which is quite surprising. It really, really is. And we've got people like White Blockade who are looking like a brand new force of success in PGS at the moment, and he really is driving good today. He's drove incredibly cleanly, and it's just been consistent throughout for him at this moment in time. But still about 12 laps to go of the Grand Prix, so anything could happen. We've had one virtual safety car at the moment and one DNF, being Wolfie Plays, who now joins us in this Twitch chat. But he mentioned that a Ferrari went slow into turn 5 and it messed his line up, and he hit the barriers quite hard. Jay Pinto in the pit lane now coming out. What's he going to be on? He's going to be on the medium compound tyres for Jay Pinto as he gets 6 into 9. We're still waiting for Papa Rim, who is pushing these cars to the absolute limit. He's doing very well, to be fair, and keeping them in a decent condition. Manoeuvring around 17 times around this track, 14 corners, track length of 5.278 kilometres, and these hards are holding up very well. 40 DRS zones, everybody, one of the most in Formula 1, and that is why we're getting a lot of overtakes here today, because the DRS zones definitely help promote the racing, don't they? But the closest thing we've got at the moment is White Blockade and Papa Rim. As now into the pit lane goes Papa Rim and White Blockade as well, actually, as he hits the barrier again into the pit lane. No damage, I don't think, into the pits, and he does that very well, actually, I've got to admit. Sub-Zero into the pit lane too now, as he follows him in. The judge takes track position after not entering the pit lane. Arctic Ryan into second place as well as Papa Rim now in third. White Blockade 4. Flavor in 4 now, 3 now actually, as he as he goes past the pit lane and gets through past Papa and White Blockade. I'm not entirely sure why they pitted. 2-stop strategy could be a good option for them. We're going to have to see. I did hear, apparently, that the tyres do get cooked around here very quickly as Rival Racing decides to go into the pit lane as well. As a new wing gets put on, and the car is going to exit now into P9. Nearly losing his rares then, everybody. But while we're waiting for a little bit of action, I'm going to quickly go through the season calendar for you, because why not? Why not? Might as well have a quick snoop, shall we? Let me just get it up on my screen. The season calendar is looking pretty nice at the moment. Oh, Arctic Ryan actually, quicker it is in the pit lane. Who's he going to come out ahead? Sub-Zero gets past, and he gets overtaken multiple times, down to 6 now as he exits the pit lane. But the track that we are here today, of course, is Australia. Then, round 2, we go to Abu Dhabi. Round 3 is Great Britain. Round 4, Italy. 5 is Azerbaijan. Then it is 6, Hungary. 7, Singapore. 8, Great Britain reverse. 9 is Spain. 10, Bahrain. 11, Zandvoort. 12 is Saudi Arabia. 13, Mexico. 14, Brazil. And we end the season off in Qatar for round 15. That is going to be exciting, very much indeed, as we head all the way to the chicane. No more overtakes at the moment, but 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix, everybody. Here we head then, everybody, into turns 3 and 4. The end of the second DRS zone. White blockade can't make the move past Flavor. He's 6 on the inside line. I'll take it back. He's going to try it. Tries it at the inside line again, but no move for it there. That was a ballsy move, trying to get through past Flavor. But it makes it very exciting for us, doesn't it? That was very, guys. That was very nice indeed. Sorry. And you love to see it. But here we go, the third DRS zone, and White blockade and Flavor should be getting the DRS as well, possibly. No, he doesn't. That's big. Absolutely massive. He dips it onto the grass as well. Here comes Blockade through to third as Flavor drops down to 4. Has to concede the position. Blockade through onto the podium positions, everybody. But he has got a penalty, which is going to throw a spanner in the works. Let me tell you that now. It really, really is. There he is, Drew in the chat again. P1 Merc, 2RB, 3 Williams. What's that, prediction? What can Blockade do then, everybody? Embut with a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Drew's prediction. Could it come true? Very safe one. We'll have to see. Blockade up the inside line. Can he get through to second place? Yes, he can. On the hard compound tyres, they are level on age with Papa Rims, and he still gets through to second place in the DRS zone. Now the challenge is, can he stay ahead? Because we've got yet again another one coming our way, and it's a very, very long straight piece of track down Lakeside Drive. Can Papa Rim catch up to a White blockade? Not looking likely at the moment with a 6-second gap here in Australia, so we're going to have to wait a little longer for that one with 8 laps to go off the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. But we've had a hell of, I'll say again, we've had a hell of a lot of pit stops. We really have. A lot of drivers opting for the 2-stop strategy today. One of them being White blockade, who has been able to absolutely master it and still be in second place after stopping twice. It is very impressive. It really, really is. And with only one DNF today, we've had quite a clean race, not going to lie, with 14 rounds ahead of us. So looking forward to see what we can do in the remaining 14 rounds. We're going to Abu Dhabi next, everybody. You know, you never normally get that second round, do you? So it's going to be quite a bit of a different one, but I'm absolutely ready for it next Thursday. It's going to be good. Drew, I'll let you know in a minute. I'll have a think about it. Yellow flags in the final corner. It is going to be Roven Racing in 9 then, who seems to have a little bit of a spin or something like that as he heads down the straight on lap 22. Not entirely sure what happened with him. But here he is. Back on the track in 9. Are we going to get any more overtakes than everybody? That is the question. Is there any more pit stops? That's another question. We've had a lot. There's your tyres for you. And the oldest tyres here is Dave the Scrubs, who I was really expecting a lot more from him today, actually. And it's a bit of a shame. The reigning world champion seeming to really struggle today. Really, really struggle down in 8th as he heads all the way up. All the way up into turn 1. With the judge being 2.5 seconds ahead of White blockade, and the two drivers behind two drivers behind Judge have got penalties. So it is looking like Judge could be the man who takes the win today for Crashgate 2.0. It is highly possible, and I'm all here for it. I think it's going to be very good if he can do that. 6 laps to go here in Australia, and he has led the last few laps. He's been at the top for a good while. The question is, how long can he hold it for? Unpopular opinion: if Kimi does not win a championship in the next 3 to 4 years, he will never win one. I think it depends really, doesn't it? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think you can ever really tell. But we'll see. I mean, 3 to 4 years is a long while, isn't it? So. Wow, big stutter. I hope he does win a championship there. It would be good to see. Here we go. Bit of action, everybody, which is coming on your screens now. Flavour, at the minute, is in P5. Oh, hang on a minute. Someone's going very slowly. I think Roving Racing must have had a bit of a spin again. Is there going to be a scrap coming here? I believe it. I think there might be. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Up in the lead, everybody. There's been a bit of a position change. White Blockade into the lead, through past the judge. What's happened here? Is the judge going to get it back with the DRS now, which is activated? He's going to head all the way down to the chicane. He's going to stick it on the outside line in the Mercedes. Will he be able to get through past White Blockade? They can't make contact. They both go round. Oh my lord! Here in Australia on lap 24, through goes Papa Rim in the RB as White Blockade and the judge collide on lap 24 in the chicane, and they very nearly both take themselves out of this Grand Prix. They are so lucky to be going on like this in second and third. It could have been a hell of a lot worse than that. But on lap 24, Papa Rim leads by 9/10 of a second, everybody. After the last few races, I'm beginning to think he's overrated, but I don't know, it might just be... Oh, to be honest with you, I completely agree. Unless it's just a lack of... Maybe just a lack of experience, but... You know, I don't really know. I think he's a little bit overrated, not going to lie. There's not been... like too much there, you know what I'm saying? But here we go then, Blockade, after having a very big DNF scare, he now is all of a sudden on the backside of Papa Rim, the man that flew through after the collision with the judge, and now on the verge of being overtaken again. He's going to be on the outside line as Blockade goes through to take the lead of the Australian Grand Prix, everybody, on round one, and he is ahead. The question is, will he stay ahead and win it? The penalties are 3 apiece. I'll be fuming if I was Mercedes. Yeah, me too. Who's that in the pit lane? A Ferrari entering the pit lane. It looks like Embel with a 12-second penalty. Oh, I love that camera angle. In the pit lane to get on the soft compound tyres. Maybe going to go for the fastest lap. Surprised he wasn't held, actually, with the penalties. But no, he continued on with only a few laps to go now, everybody. It's been a very quick race, I'm not going to lie to you. Yellow flag in the final sector for Roving Racing, who is heading round now with a 3-second time penalty. He seems to be having some issues, to be fair, today. We've seen a lot of yellow flags come out, apparently due to him. So hopefully he can clear it up a bit. This is going to be incredibly tight, everybody, with White Blockade and Papa Rim both having 3-second penalties apiece. And at this moment in time, the gap between the top three isn't big enough for White Blockade to win, I don't think. No, it isn't. They need about 0.4 of a second. Now they're talking, actually. It's getting closer now. But it's going to have to be... It's going to be so tight. It's going to be so tight with the penalties, and it could go either way here. Blockade definitely deserves it, but the thing is, you get a penalty and it can ruin the entire race for you. Papa Rim goes the same for him. He's drove brilliantly, but unfortunately, 3-second penalty is going to screw him up. Now, that is a 3-second gap that we are needing, and as it stands, I think White Blockade would win. I'm not entirely sure. I think White Blockade would win this race. It's looking likely. On his debut, ladies and gentlemen, he's done incredibly well for Lionheart Racing. His teammate being Mason, who isn't actually joining us tonight, unfortunately. We've only got 11 today. I saw a few dropped out last minute, but hopefully next Thursday for second round in Abu Dhabi, we can get a few more drivers. Next lap is the penultimate, and they really, the top two really need to start stretching this gap a little bit if they wanna win this race. Oh my god, at the minute, White Blockade. White Blockade is going to lose this win if it stays like this. Look how tight it is. The margins are incredibly close. Drew, you just scared the hell out of me. I don't know if the sound's actually playing for you guys. Let me know if it's playing or not, but scared the hell out of me, that did. Whoa, Drew being the latest follower, love to see it. Did the sound play, Drew, when you followed? Did you hear the Charles Leclerc scream? No. Oh, I need to fix it then. I need to get that fixed. For some reason, it's not working. Anyway, lap 28 of 29, ladies and gentlemen, is about to conclude. And as it stands, White Blockade is going to win this race. But the margins are so incredibly tight. As in now, he won't win the race. That's how tight it is. It's just going to come down to what the times are going to be at the line. Papa Rim is pushing to make the move on Blockade. Who is going to win this race? These two at the front scrapping is going to completely ruin their race. They've both got 3-second penalties. It's going to completely mess this up. As it stands, the judge is going to win this evening's Grand Prix in Australia. Which way is it going to go, everybody, for the first round of PGS Esports Realistic? This is it. The hype begins to build. And the gap at the moment is currently 2.8, now 2.7. We need only a few tenths for 3 seconds to cancel it out, and then White Blockade would be granted the win. But at the moment, it isn't looking likely, with only one DRS zone left on this track, and the final one after completing it 29 times this evening. White Blockade leads. And the gap is over 3 seconds, everybody. The judge is messed up. The judge has made a mistake. The judge made a mistake, and if my maths are correct, White Blockade, who rounds off the final few corners, is going to cross the line here today for Lionheart Racing, the brand new F1 team here in the Realistic. They're going to cross the line to be race winners here in Australia. White Blockade wins as the judge crosses the line to take third. Papa Rim holds second place, and with the 3-second time penalties, White Blockade and Papa Rim, P1 and P2, they hold it from the judge. They hold the fort down. Sub-Zero takes 4, Flavor 5, Arctic Ryan 6, Jay Pinto now rounding the final corner to take 7, followed by Dave the Scrub in 8. A hard race for Dave the Scrub, the world champion. Couldn't unfortunately transfer that into a good result, but still points today. I think points for everybody in the Realistic, so it's good either way. But Raven Racing, the final driver to cross the line. But what a race that was. What a race. Good ending, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Over the line then, it's going to be the end of a 29-lap race. P9 for Raven Racing. That is it for Australia, everybody. The drivers celebrate, and it is going to be White Blockade in Lionheart Racing team, who today is going to lift that trophy for the new team. They're going to be very happy with that. And Australia is complete, ladies and gentlemen. We go to Abu Dhabi next week for the second round, with 14 races left of this 15-round season for Season 7. We are back, everybody, for PGS F1 Esports Realistic, and God, we are looking forward to it. Here is the finish results then, if they decide to come up on the screen. Yes, they do. Race winner is White Blockade. Fastest lap goes to Papa Rim today. Driver of the day is Papa Rim 2, and the most overtakes goes to Papa Rim. Cleanest driver, apparently Sub-Zero for race. Love to see it. Here we go then. White Blockade takes the race win from Papa Rim, second place, and the judge rounds off the podium this evening. Sub-Zero for race takes 4 from Flavor 5, Arctic Ryan 6, J Pinto 7, Dave the Scrub 8, Roving Racing 9, and then Mbulk in 10. Wolfie Plays being the only retiree of this session. Next week is Abu Dhabi, everybody. Tomorrow night is CPGF1. Make sure you're there for every single one of them. It's going to be good. Have a very nice night and see you later. Good night.